really have not touched Spanish for about 2 or 3 years. And it's just because 2025 started that I'm like, okay, Lindie, get your butt in action. Please start improving your Spanish. It's embarrassing. I'm not here to pretend that I'm fluent. I am not here to be like, yeah, you know, it's been 3 years. Look how I'm speaking Spanish now. Life happens. Hola a todos y feliz año nuevo. Por fin grabo un video en español para mi canal. Casi nunca practico mi español. Y este año decidí de practicar español mucho más. Y en este video quiero hablar sobre mis planes para mejorar y para practicar mi español. Este año, por supuesto, quiero mejorar mi manera, mi forma de hablar. Es decir, mi acento y pronunciación. Y por supuesto la gramática también. De verdad, aún no he aprendido bien el tiempo pasado y el tiempo futuro. I have not studied the past tense or the future tense. Es porque hay muchos otros idiomas como coreano, francés, japonés, húngaro, chino. I do want to come here for accountability. You guys need to keep me accountable and be like, Lindie, have you been working on your Spanish this year? Because I have decided that Spanish should be a focus language for me this year. Y es mi gran sueño ir al Argentina este año para vivir por un mes y trabajar allí.
Let's go through some of the points and the goals that I have for Spanish this year.
Number 1, improve my speaking. I'm going to be using a lot of apps. I'm going to be using apps where I can talk to real people plus AI so that I can just get into the speaking practice. And what I found is it's really good for me to stick to one resource at a time while still having variety. While I watch movies, watch series, and while I work through my crusty grammar textbook. I'm trying to reduce the amount of apps that do the same thing. So recently Babbel has gotten a redesign and I found that they've included way more content there. Babbel is really good because there's that variety in the app. So I'm just going to show you a little bit about how I use Babbel and then I'm going to continue talking about my goals for Spanish.
Thank you to Babbel for sponsoring today's video. Babbel is one of the top language learning apps in the world and it prepares you to have practical conversations and to learn languages for real life.
¿Baila salsa?
Sí, es profesora de baile.
Creo que nos entendemos bien. Something that Babbel did not have until last month is speaking practice, where you can get an AI conversational partner plus guided conversations where you can practice a script. Como muchas verduras.
¿Y toma café?
Sí, normalmente. 5 cafés. I need to record that again because I got surprised at 5 cafés.
Es demasiado.
Sí, es demasiado para mí también. Es todo. 5 cafés del día no puedo. Yo puedo solamente beber 1 o 2 cafés. Es todo para mí. And like you saw with me, the lessons prepare you to have practical conversations about travel, business, relationships, etc. So it's kind of like a personal language coach that guides you towards having conversations in your target language. Scan the QR code here or use the link in the description to get 60% off a Babbel subscription. Then I always talk about being able to measure your goals. I want things that I can tick off. So number 1, I have to master the past tense, even if it's just basic past tense, plus I need to master the future tense. So those are 2 things that I can easily tick off. I can work through things like Babbel. I can work through my textbook to really be like, yep, I know this. I've done my activities. I can check off that I do know the future tense and the past tense. It is so embarrassing that I don't know it because I honestly don't use Spanish a lot. Being able to tick off that I can do past tense and future tense will be very important. And then I want to complete at least half of my grammar textbook and I want to finish A1, at least A1 in the Babbel app, because if I set a really lofty goal of being completing like B1, if I don't do it, I'm gonna be really upset and I'm gonna punish myself and I'm gonna be like, estás loca, you know? Just being able to finish A1 will be good enough for me, and then I'd rather exceed that goal than underperform by setting too lofty of a goal. And then it would be so wonderful as kind of a motivating goal for me to visit Spain or Argentina. And to be able to get by there. Obviously I can order coffee and stuff, but can I
do more admin-y things there? Can I rent an Airbnb or an apartment? Probably not yet. By having that goal of saying, I want to go to Argentina, then I need to practice situational things. I need to practice vocab relevant to what I want to do. If I want to stay there as like a digital nomad for a month, then I need to know phrases that I can predict. I need to predict what kind of situations I'm going to be in and practice for that. So that gives me like a really nice, narrow, specific focus. So I guess those are my goals for now. It would be finish my textbook, get completely through A1 on Babbel, continue speaking to my tandem partners every day. It is tedious to have to practice every day, but even just a few voice notes that I send to friends and receive voice notes from them, it just helps stay in the mind space of the language. Sí, esos son mis planes para mejorar mi español este año. Y gracias por ver mi video y lo siento porque todavía no puedo hablar en español con fluidez. Lo siento mucho. I hope I haven't let you guys down. But yeah, I just want to be honest, like, this is life. I was in a very heavy depression for 2 years, basically. Luckily, I'm better now. I've completely gotten over my depression. I am really excited to make a video about that. But I wanted to show, like, it's not an excuse. Well, actually it is. It's a good excuse. I was not doing well, health-wise, mental health-wise. And that is my reason, that is my excuse for not having improved my Spanish. But what does it help? I sit here and I'm like, yeah, I'm so embarrassed. I still suck. Why am I so bad? I should rather be looking forward, saying, it's a fresh new year. I can do this. I have my resources in order. I've set my goals for myself. I have a plan. I have a dream again. You know, when I was depressed, I couldn't dream. I couldn't think past that evening. Life was so tough for me and so dark that I didn't even want to dream anymore because I thought everything would just fail. But now I have hope again. My faith is on fire again. I can see past the next few months when I couldn't see past the next day previously. And now I have hope and I am able to set a motivational goal like visit XYZ country and converse in Spanish unprompted and comfortably. I want to thank you guys for giving me a space to be completely vulnerable and honest. The reality of being a multilingual learner, someone who learns multiple languages, polyglot, whatever you want, is that you have to have sacrifices. It is impossible to fit all of your languages and dedicate the same amount of effort to them. And they do fluctuate. Because I go to Japan so often, obviously I'm going to be focusing a lot more on Japanese to be super comfortable when I am in the country there. And I just haven't had that much exposure or practice with Spanish for the last few years. And now finally, because I have hope and a dream again, I can feel refreshed and excited to learn Spanish again. Improve your routine and to some extent balance your learning, but you're never going to be able to get all the languages you learn up to the same level at the same time. Oh, Korean is here and then Japanese, and Korean gets a bit rusty and then Japanese goes up, and oh, suddenly I like Hungarian again, and then, you know, now Spanish is coming up, but also Hungarian is... Do you see what I'm saying? This is what I enjoy. Life for me is too exciting and too short to ignore all the other languages and not be able to communicate with people than, you know, by just focusing on one language. Yes, I acknowledge, if I scrap all my other languages and I just solamente focus on Spanish for 1 year, I will improve much more rapidly. But it's equally important for me to go back to Japan for the 13th time, because that's like my home for me, and then practice Hungarian much more because it's such a beautiful language to me, and to maintain my... As you can see, those are my main languages for this year. The other ones I'm still, you know, learning, enjoying, but Hungarian, Spanish, Korean, and Japanese, and French, I forgot French, are the 5 most important languages for me that I want to at least maintain and improve in. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Muchas gracias y hasta luego. Bye bye. Ow!